here.
Okay.
So, I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
Oh, I'm Jeffrey. You guys can go back to...
So I'm
Yeah,
catching my
very
daughter.
interesting
Yeah, I
topic,
was
yeah.
catching. I've been catching my daughter in logic traps lately. Well, just like walking her through things logically. Like driving her to school the other day. I drove past her school, and before she even she was like, and her mouth started open. I was like, ah. I was like, there's a reason for this. Why do you think I'm doing this? I don't know, Dad, but you missed my school. And it was like, there's a reason for this. I want you to think about the different reasons why I would do this. And give me the reason why. Well, I don't know. I was just going to ask you. I was like, no, that's not what I'm saying here. I want you to figure it out, and I'll let you know when you're right. So, kind of thing. And she gave up after about 10 seconds. But then she was like, well, what are we doing? And I was like, I don't know. You're going to have to figure it out. So,
Well, it would be like, I know you're going to get me to school, so I don't really care enough.
Yeah.
It's like, go on.
yeah.
Oh, well, you guys, that is that uphill fight that I have with all of my young students with... Well, I got to tell you, so the bulk of my work right now, I wouldn't think it would be the case right now, but I have SAT prep students up the rear end.
Oh.
Now, here's the thing. I love part of this too, okay? Half of it is the easiest shit in the world, right? Because for me, it's like, well, take the test.
Right, yeah. Go
So-
check it out.
Yeah, well, it's not just go check it out. It's
Pre-sat? Like, is that what you're talking
Oh,
about?
there's
Or-
practice tests up the ass. Out
Right.
there you can take.
well, yeah. So it's not. You're not. The PSAT is actually a different test, but
You're saying just go online, grab some...
I
sample
give them the
test.
material.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But that's the part where it's like, well, we're going to do 2 sections, so that'll be 30 minutes. I'm going to shut the camera off. If you need anything, I'll be here watching YouTube. Right?
Right.
Whatever. Right? But yeah, just holler at me if you have a question. Right? But then the part of that where you're trying to get people to, when you say, what does this mean? And they just read you back the sentence.
Yeah.
Like, I know what they said. Right? Okay. And you try to give them that analogy. It's like, dude, you can't do this. It's like, why? It's like, because you're just eating the whole chocolate and chocolate is coming right out of you. You do not digest anything.
Yeah.
Right? And it's that same thing like you guys are talking about with your kids here, where it's like, okay, no, think about what I'm saying this year.
Yeah. I mean, so if you got people who are doing SAT prep, though, I'm going to make a case that that's actually a little bit different. All right.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Well, no, there's something about, I've noticed this with my incoming, freshman students, which I haven't taught freshmen in a couple of years.
Do you miss them?
Fuck no. So, yeah. But, I mean, they do eventually, 40% of them go on to my classes. That's all I talk.
What an disparaging number.
Yeah,
But yeah, you're
it's
right.
pretty rough, but it's actually true. So, but there is a level of educational trauma that kids have gone through today that we did not have to go through.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and so,
What do you
dude, the testing regime is just it.
It is a PTSD.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's like 3 tours in Iraq, man.
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah,
They
it's
got that
bad.
fucking mush brain where, yeah. Well, because we did, what was it, the Iowa tests?
We did Iowa, I think in 4th
in
and 8th
3rd or
grade.
4th grade,
It was
yeah.
4th grade and 8th grade, and you know why it was called the Iowa test, right?
It was graded. No, oh no, that was an acronym, wasn't it?
No, we completely ripped it off from Iowa State. So yeah, that's where they're called Iowa tests. So, and then I don't think any of the what is it, CSAP and
It's changed now. It's
so
not.
They have a
many different
star
things.
test?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it's
come up
star
with
test,
new
yeah.
acronyms every couple of years because parents learn. Oh, this is a shitty week. You can stay home all week.
William didn't have any issue with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a breeze for him.
Well, I get that, man, but by the time you're at 11th grade and you're doing that SAT shit, all right, So you don't take the SAT the way that we used to take the SAT, where you're like, I'll figure it out, kind of thing, because I have all the tools in my toolbox. It's just like, I know what the answer is and how do I reverse engineer it, okay? And so, or like, yeah, they're all multiple choice, and so it's like, well, okay, let me just eliminate answers out
Right.
of this rather than logically come to the answer that's correct, kind of thing. And that's because all they've learned over the last, like, decade in fucking school at that point in time is like, oh, tests are important. And then I get them down the road where it's like, actually, no, I want to make sure you know how to think. And they're like, well, cool, I can think. What's the answer? So, that's why, like, the one YouTube channel that I have that has all my stats videos up on there, man, they're all like a minute or 2 minutes long, and they get so many goddamn views just because people don't want to actually go do the work. All they want to do is show me exactly how to do it right now. So I was like, do you want to know anything about, like, like the theory behind? No. So do you want to know anything about method? No. So I just need to know how to do this fucking problem. So,
Which, to be fair, all right, I get that, but I also understand the same reason that I go to YouTube for things like that is I don't want to learn exactly how the entirety of the furnace works. I want to know which parts are replaced to make it stop clicking.
yeah. But you're not studying to become furnace tech. So,
But
I have students who are going to go on to be accountants.
but that's not how they see that.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Right?
true.
They see that as like, well, this is the part of the furnace I need to fix to be an accountant. Right?
Right, yeah.
They don't see that as
Right. Yeah.
Well, and quite honestly, I mean, very little that you actually learn in college is job applicable anyway.
Dude.
It's so bad. I've been very upfront with my daughter about this. And I'm like, if you do not want to go to college, that's totally fucking cool.
Yeah,
So
already told
you
you.
do not need to go.
Like, there's lots of ways to learn.
Oh, you don't even need to do that, man. I mean, you can go out and be an over-the-road trucker and make 3 times as much as if you go finish a fucking PhD now.
it is.
That's
Well,
12 weeks. I've looked into it.
no, man. Like I get it, and you gotta keep in mind like the clientele I work with. I do like them, but there are some where it's. Well, let me tell you what really pisses me off. Okay, and this is something that, of course, that I've read. Like if you get the guys that have a I don't want to say a monopoly, but do a ton of stuff with like SAT, ACT stuff. Princeton, right?
Yeah.
And when they ask you to solve a question, what is the first thing they tell you to do?
Oh, I can't remember, man. It's been a long time since I've done SAT prep.
Okay, well, so their rule on this is they do this in the same way that a bad person writes a paper. Is they say, look at the question first,
Oh, yeah.
and then hunt and peck for that in the answer.
Look for your keywords.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, that is a valid strategy if, and only if, okay, and they don't specify this, okay, when you get in there and you say, how many questions did you have left by the end of the test? If they say, well, I finished, then you're doing it wrong. If you look at that and you're like, I had like 14 questions left. Okay, we need to teach you the read the questions first method.
Right.
Because you're a little bit of a slow reader. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just you are,
Yeah.
right? And I hate to say it, in the span of 2.5, 3 weeks, I am not going to get you up to Johnny 5 speed. You need input, right? You
Yeah.
remember that. And so we're going to have to teach you the trick method. The other method is, do you understand what you're reading when you read it?
Yeah. That.
Or you're just wasting time by reading.
You're just regurgitating words.
Yeah,
So,
you're just looking.
yeah.
You're not actually reading.
No.
I mean, this is the thing. This is the question is, why did they write this?
Yeah.
And the answers I get, of course, range for, I don't know, fun.
Like money.
And then I hear the 7th, 8th grade answers that they've been told. Oh, to entertain or to persuade or to. I was like, I know these answers. These are the answers that you tell 40 people to memorize because that's what you do in the class. All right.
Yeah.
Now think of this on a human level. If this is a piece of fiction, why did they write this? What are they trying to? I don't know. I was like, all right.
Oh man, you get that answer all the time, yeah. So
I don't know.
I don't know. It's like, yeah, that's not accurate. The accurate answer is you don't care, right?
Yep.
So, let's be honest around here. So,
what is the maximum amount of time that I can pause before you just tell me?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I've had people try and do shit like that to me. It's like, actually, it's going to be a real short day today if you guys take that strategy. And guess what? It's still due on Monday. So, I don't know, man.
But that being said, there is a certain satisfaction that you get when you actually deprogram somebody. I imagine it's much harder with full classrooms, of course, but when I'm working one-on-one with people and they actually like get through with this, like this is the most bizarre thing about this is like when I jump into SAT prep, they're like, we're not going to look at the test. I'm like, we will after we study poetry for like 5 sessions.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, this is maximum amount of meaning, minimum amount of words.
Yeah.
Everything matters.
Yeah.
Because that's how poetry works.
Yeah.
Right? So, if we can learn to derive the meaning from this, then you can go ahead and cut out the meaning of this bullshit, one sentence for the entire passage Charlotte Bronte shit. Right? And look, I'm not saying that the Bronte sisters' work is bad or anything. In fact, I like quite a bit. But Victorian literature is insufferable.
Everything Victorian is insufferable.
I don't really remember reading anything Victorian.
There's a very famous
think
one
I
out
did.
there that she who shall go unnamed on this podcast.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
There's
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't get that many breakthrough moments like that because kind of like I've gone through the breakthrough moment and realized that college is kind of bullshit. So
Yeah, that's why you're so
I'm very blasé.
remarkably cynical about these things lately.
I have been fairly cynical. COVID did nothing to it made it worse, actually.
Right.
So, my school is scrambling so bad for students at this moment that we actually have batches of Chinese students that I'm supposed to tutor.
oh
Because they can't come back. So, in stats, of all things.
Oh.
And it's like, you guys are going to cheat on every last thing that I
Yeah.
give you.
Oh,
All right?
yeah.
So, fuck it. Here's the shit. Turn it in when you're done. I can't do anything about it, man.
my my neighbor was talking to him, and his wife was a substitute last year, and they hired her this year for full time.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And so she's like, "Oh, cool! This is so exciting," and everything else. And I was like, "So how's it going?" And he's just like, "Dude, like, they hired her 2 weeks before school started.
Mhm.
She's never taught her own class. Like,
What grade is this?
I think she's.
Please tell me it's like 7th grade.
It's somewhere around.
Holy
there.
fuck, that's terrible,
Oh, that's-
man.
And so
That's cruel.
she's doing I thought about letting her talk to you, but I was like, you don't want to do it. It's like pre-time literature. I can't remember what age it is.
Free time.
I don't know which age. It's pre something literature. So
Well,
like
if it's like
pre-
7th grade, then they're going to do like,
Young adult.
yeah, young
essentially,
adult. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like a time period. So it's like pre
But like,
antiquity, not or some sort of
okay.
some
Okay.
sort of
got
age
it. Okay. So
history.
whichever.
that they delineated the
so she's
the
teaching
span.
lit.
some sort of lit, and so she's like, they gave her nothing.
Oh, no, they usually don't.
They don't. So
Yeah.
like she's like, well, what do I teach? They're like, yeah, you come up with it.
Yeah.
Here's what needs to be covered. And
Yeah,
like,
here's the standards.
I have no There's no references.
She's probably got class texts and stuff like that.
But yeah, so she has like no tests, no
You gotta
no
manufacture all
worksheets,
that
no
shit.
nothing, no information on anything. And
It's called
she's
the
like,
internet.
so she gets up at like 4 a.m. to try and get stuff set up for the next week so that she'll have it in advance before.
No.
And she's just like, she's working 12-hour days and all this kind of stuff to just be a teacher. I was like,
No, for $28,000 a year.
oh no.
Oh, they probably make more than that now.
Probably.
So yeah, in
But-
fact, I know someone she's just hiring now. She's starting at like 52.
Oh,
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's more than I make. So I'm a fucking professor.
oh my god.
Yeah, but the thing about it is like she got to learn your neighbor just shamelessly rip off shit from other people. So I did it for years, man. Until the point in time I could walk into a classroom at any point in time this semester now and just like look at my notes and be like, oh, here we go. Okay, because like after a little bit of time and just stealing enough stuff from other people and then throwing out the bad shit and keeping the good shit, it didn't only take you about a year or two of doing that to actually have it down that easy. You know, I mean, you did multiple years in the same building, so yeah. So, you know, it's way easier once you actually do it. But then, yeah, the first year you're all like, "Oh, what am I doing? Am I doing it right?" And nobody's gonna fucking tell you. So, if you're doing it way wrong, they'll come tell you.
Well, you'll also know.
Yeah, you will kind of know.
It's kind of like there is a sense when you're doing this stuff, and eventually it's kind of like when you're on the highway and you don't notice that was a solid line, and you drive on the shoulder and you hear that. Yeah. And you're just like, well, how did I know it was in the shoulder?
You got a warning track.
Yeah, it's like, well, yeah, that's a solid line, and there's like fucking broken beer bottles and shit all over the place. So,
so coming out onto Woodman the other day, there was
you're going literal.
there was a sign up that said, "Right turn lane closed ahead," and so everybody is coming over, and now the main lane is just massive.
Oh yeah.
And what do you know? Someone is just like, "Oh, didn't see the sign." Goes there, there's like cones all the way through. Did not care. Just was like, "Nope, it's a turn lane." Just blew out of the way, and it was just. And then someone else was like, "Oh, he can do it." I'm like, "What? Oh my god, dude,
bro."
Oh,
there's what you're talking about is it's a weird thing. Like, it only takes one person to realize that the only thing between anarchy and order is one velvet rope, and as soon as a person defiles it, everybody else. Well, okay, I don't want to say everybody else. Half the people will say like, okay, well, if he did it,
it's good. That's the insurrection.
Yes.
It took one dude going inside and being like, "We're good." Yeah.
The traffic is weird though, man. It has a weird effects on people's brains, especially if it's at a point in time where like, it's going to take you an hour. But if you could just get it to take you 55 minutes, you'll risk life and limb, So,
okay. If you don't, somebody else will.
Well, I get that, but that's why I'm a right lane driver, man.
I understand.
You need to fuck along, go
no,
around.
I got you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm past the age where I'm caring about. Like, I'll cruise over there, but yeah, as soon as those people want to do their, I'm like, no, go do your thing.
No,
I don't
having
care.
a little bit more patience when it comes to driving
I
and
don't
stuff
care.
that pays great dividends. So
I used to be one of those idiots.
I've never been one of those idiots.
I think we all had to get at least a little part of that out of our system, right? And it's not necessarily the speed demon thing, right? It's when you do eventually come to grips with time, right?
Sure.
And it's not just because there are times where like historically I've not been a fast driver, but there used to be the thing where, well, if I don't get here on time, then right. And there eventually comes a point where you say like, well, okay, well, I'm late. I can't make myself right. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
The place will still be there. And me driving like a fucking maniac to get there 4 minutes late instead of 6.
Right, yeah.
isn't going to make me. It's like if I'm late, I'm late.
You have to go a long distance before you can start making up time.
You
man.
are absolutely correct.
So you
Yes.
know, you have to go. I mean, that's the thing that just I see people do this on the streets all the time, especially over there on Academy, which isn't as bad as it used to be. But you know,
No,
just,
Academy's like quaint now. And it's
yeah. Well, Academy and Austin Bluffs is still kind of a shit show certain times of day.
Yes, yeah.
All right, or actually over here is a better example where people it'll green out. Okay, their left-hand turn lane. They'll go yellow in 5 goddamn cars.
Oh yeah.
And then 2 more will go through it, and it's just like
you're like
it's like
it's this stoplight.
okay, yeah, but you know, so you're gonna be sitting here for 3 cycles. How long is a cycle? It's about a minute and a half or something like that. It's not near as long as you think it is if you actually sit down and time them. Okay, yeah, you have a clock right in front of you. You could watch it. Yeah, it's not that bad. No, but still, I mean, that minute and a half that you lost doesn't translate perfectly into a minute and a half being late. All right,
Right.
so if you're getting across town, so you know it because there's too many variables.
Yep,
there.
there's other lights, there's other...
Exactly. If you're driving through Wyoming, okay, 5 extra miles an hour does actually translate into
That's
fewer
what
minutes.
I'm
Yeah.
going to talk about. Yeah, is yes. The difference between a 12-hour drive, okay,
5
and-
miles an hour is...
which is
Yeah.
why I bought the noise-canceling headphones.
Yeah, your truck. What is the governor was screaming at you?
At 80 miles per hour. But again, I don't hold that against myself because the truck is registered in Wyoming.
Yeah.
They know that the speed limit is 80 miles per hour,
Yeah.
right?
I guarantee you it's your insurance, man. So
You know what? I understand that,
Yeah.
but that's
Well, the thing is, like, when I was hired on, they said they comb through any of those things that you turn in that record it, that if it has red flags on it, they will chew your ass out.
yeah.
He's doing it every goddamn...
Well, obviously they didn't care, you know, at that point. So
well, yeah, I guess that's my attitude is like, all right, well, prove it.
well, yeah.
Until somebody says something.
Oh, well, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And they obviously didn't care.
But,
you
but
know,
yeah,
your boss gonna care about different things at different times, man. So,
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
so someone jumps his shit about that, he's gonna jump your shit about it.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So I don't know.
But yeah, that you're talking about the difference between like you could make that an 11-hour drive or 10 and a half, depending on how many times you stopped.
You ain't making a 6-hour drive though, man. So
No.
well, and that's what everybody in town tries to do. You know?
Okay, well, yeah, that's true. I would have to act. The wheels would have to actually flip underneath it. And I'd have to go skyward.
Get it up to 88 miles an hour.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. But yeah, that was the difference between making that in one trip versus 2 nights.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, specifically with that place. If it was, and like you did the Portland drive and all that stuff, like, yeah, you just
Yeah.
That's a long one.
you know
20
that
hours? Yeah.
that
Did
could
you do it
be
in one shot or did you stop?
One shot.
Ooh, fuck
Every
that.
time.
Oh no.
Yeah, I won't do that again.
No.
that could be a 2-night trip, like a
It should be.
2-sleep trip. Yeah, I know.
2 sleep trip?
Yeah,
Oh,
you could.
no.
Yeah,
You could if you were like
Break it into 7 hours a day of
Yes.
driving? Oh, no.
I do not like the more than 8 hours.
I can do 10.
I
So
can do
I can
10.
do 10. Yeah.
I can,
I would rather do 10 than 8 and stay somewhere. So
Roger that.
Yeah.
It just depends on if you're doing it after the shift or not.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That was when I was in like Casper or no, Cheyenne, and like, oh, I can make this. And oh, what's that?
There were plenty of times that I was smacking myself and trying to like
Oh yeah.
stand up in the car and sticking my head out the window.
You ever scream?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one
Yeah.
always worked for me.
Really?
Just all the way at the bottom of your lungs, you just empty your lungs all the way out. It'll wake you up.
It took it would everything would last
Yeah.
a couple seconds, and then I'd be like, oh no, pull over to the side and let my eyes close for 5 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Usually that's the best plan. So usually just like a 20-minute break. So then you're good. So especially in Wyoming with those nice rest stops they have.
Well, that was a guaranteed stop, especially when I had her along because she was like,
yeah, that's true.
"Love this place."
Oh, yeah,
man, I don't think I'll ever go back to Wyoming.
I
can't
like to actually stay or drive through. Would you go to
Either.
Yellowstone?
Oh, maybe. I've been there though.
Right.
So,
Cat has.
no, but I don't care. She can go after she's out of the house.
Well, I think the question is, would she? Is that something that she would
No.
appreciate, or just kind of like, yeah, I was there?
I think it'd be more like that. Maybe she'll change when she gets a little bit older, but I have no idea. So right now we're on an amusement park kick. So
Sure.
yeah. So and there's no roller coaster at Yellowstone, so fuck it.
There is not.
Yeah. So that's kind of my, yeah. I guess that would be the one caveat. Would probably be go to Yellowstone someday. I think I went there when I was like 12, so
I was younger.
it's been a long time.
Maybe around then.
I know I was younger,
What
but
else did
that's
we
because
do?
I was 2 years younger.
Yeah,
than you.
was that the Arizona trip too? Did we make that big circle?
You got me.
Uh,
We did that a couple of times.
yeah,
I just don't remember if we went east or west on that one. So this would be a west one.
yeah.
And we would have ended up going to Portland
California.
and California.
I want to go to California.
I did mine.
No, actually, you just went.
Yeah.
You just went.
I
Yeah.
did mine.
That's right.
I've been to California in probably 20 years. So-
Although the redwood forest, that was pretty cool.
See, I've never been there. Sequoia.
Yeah,
So,
that
yeah,
was-
I'd like to go there.
I
were
should
there
have
when we were
stayed
younger,
there.
I've never been to Tahoe either.
done
So
that either.
yeah, I've never been to San Francisco. So I think it's one of the few major cities in California I haven't been to.
Tahoe.
I've actually been to Sacramento, but I haven't been to San Francisco.
Definitely haven't been to Sacramento. Is Sacramento nice?
I think it was probably about 14 when I did that. So yeah, nice from
Okay,
what I can
well-
remember.
And there are also places I've been to where it's like, have you been to that city? It's like, well, the airport in that city.
That's Atlanta for me. I've been to Atlanta many times. Yeah. So I've been to Atlanta many times, and for a while it was Dallas. So, but then I actually stayed in Dallas for a while. So
Yeah.
I was like, it's Dallas, huh? Cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like so like vanilla. It was like there's nothing special about it. There's nothing terrible about it.
Right.
So yeah,
That's all it is, huh?
it's a bigger version of Denver.
No, that's what
So,
you're describing
with
right
no
there.
mountains.
Is,
No mountains. Huh?
Yeah.
is the you would never vacation there because it's not the best at anything, and you wouldn't remember it because you'd be like, man, Dallas, you're not gonna believe
Man, I
this
ain't going
fucking
back
place,
to Houston.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Houston.
I was in Houston in August, man. That's the only thing that I learned to really hate about Houston. So
Well, what's funny is, so I have students in Houston, right?
okay.
And for I don't know why, but in a lot of like my grammar lessons and stuff, I end up using Houston as like a shitty example of things.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Well,
So-
I totally forget. Like,
Yeah.
like I'll ask them, it's like, you ever been to Houston? That place sucks. And they're like,
We live there.
I live there.
Yeah.
You know this. This comes up all the time.
I didn't think Houston sucked. I thought the weather sucked. So
That's
Part of it.
That's part of it.
I
And-
get it, man. But I ate so good in Houston that it almost made up for it. So
Really?
I did. Yeah.
But
I had a car.
so did
So
I.
yeah. I could actually go places that weren't the Olive Garden.
Dude, everything was fucking. It was all supplied by Landry's. If it was a seafood place,
Oh,
right?
no.
There, everywhere it was just the same goddamn food. It was
Yeah.
like you went to the same buffet. I had to drive an hour and 15 minutes to find a restaurant that wasn't, some variation of TGI Fridays.
I had no problem with that when I was in Houston. So
God.
in fact, we had a barbecue shack in the yard. So that was amazing. $5 plates every day.
You were in a way different part of Houston.
I was in Spring, which is a little bit northwest of Houston, but it was still pretty close. Our hotel was still along that main drag.
What, the Tomball area?
I think so. I can't remember exactly where it was, but it was Olive Garden territory. So, but like the thing was, like, you could just go into like a couple of neighborhoods, and then you'd find all kinds of local shit.
Yes,
So,
that's the thing. Is
yeah.
I had to, but to get to the actual local neighborhoods, right? You had to navigate that unholy, like that affront to God highway system.
It is fairly impressive in terms of the amount of acreage of pavement.
Jesus Christ!
It's pretty impressive.
Like the aliens come by, they said, like, "What's the dominant life form here?" Well, it's fucking concrete.
Yeah,
You know,
it's natural environment.
yeah.
So
There are no resources here.
that's tectonic concrete. So Precambrian concrete. Yeah. No, man, I didn't mind Houston that much. There were a couple other places that I stayed that I would call shitholes. So
Was Oklahoma City a shithole? I forget.
Where I stayed was.
Okay.
yeah, didn't they tell you to bring your gun? So, yeah.
He said, "Don't cross the street to the Walmart late at night
Right,
unless you're packing
right.
your little friend." It's like, what?
Yeah. It was like, can you point me to a little friend shop,
Yeah.
please?
Like, are you kidding me?
I don't want to have to kill somebody.
Right.
And
I don't wanna die.
every other class got to stay in downtown, right inside of everything, and would go drink the whole night and party at all the places and all this kind of stuff. And the
Yeah.
cars are saying, "Don't go to the Walmart." It's like,
Don't go to the wall.
Don't go to the Walmart.
hell.
That's,
Yeah.
But that's amazing.
Yeah, I was just like, this sucks.
Yeah, and there's a million little places that I can tell you. Like, obviously, I won't be, vacationing in,
Certain states.
Entire regions of the country.
Although that said, like I would still consider like living in Rapid City because I thought that place was actually beautiful. It was big but not too big. It had a very comfortable downtown area, but that's one city on the western side of South Dakota.
Yeah, I haven't been through too much South Dakota. I've been through Rapid City, though.
I loved that place.
Yeah, I didn't
always
stay.
stayed there.
So
yeah.
I didn't stay. We stopped for gas, but that was about it.
That was the Consasha throne room.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I have plenty of pictures of that. Yeah, she was like getting
Massages in bed.
yeah.
I don't think I'll ever go back to Omaha. So
Why would you?
Omaha's not bad, but it's like small Dallas. It's fine, but boring.
There's really nothing there. Like,
There's nothing. The World Series for Little League or college.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So, and then, I don't know. There's a part of downtown Omaha that's kind of like what you're describing in Cedar Rapids, Rapid City, where there's some nice places to eat and things, but they've all fucking moved out here. So I can get all that shit here now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What was funny too is I was trying to remember. I was trying to use a specific example from Houston, and I was like, the only thing unique about that city, and of course I'm talking to somebody that's there, and of course she didn't love it either, but she was like, the only thing I remember is there was this stupid gas station with this stupid name that I only ever saw in Houston, and people treated it like it was a theme park. She's like, what? I was like, it's not 7-Eleven. We have those everywhere. And eventually she's like, was it Buc-ee's?
Yeah, Buc-ee's.
And
Yeah.
I was like, that's it. And she's like, I love Buc-ee's.
They're fucking huge.
I know.
Yeah.
And I just remember it was this stupid name. It had a dumb logo. And when you went there, people treated it like,
You can buy like art in there.
I want to see the logo.
oh my
crazy,
god. But yeah, it wasn't quite like those gas stations in like North Dakota where that was like the town hall.
Yeah, the actual truck stops.
Yeah, where you go there and
Where the beaver never sleeps?
yup.
Yeah, it's a big beaver.
Yeah.
All right.
That's right. It's Bucky the Beaver. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like when you told me about when you went to Boston and when you discovered that Boston is 96% territory of Dunkin'
Yeah, I
Donuts.
had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh man, I haven't been to Dunkin' Donuts in a long time.
This is the picture that they have for join our team and grow with us.
Why?
So it's a black man wearing a straw hat. Cool.
I don't know, maybe I'm just not from the area, so.
Dude, every gas station's got that sign up now. The one over here's got like 3 layers of them.
With the bro in a straw
No,
hat?
join our team now.
Oh,
no,
every place
it's not.
is hiring.
Yeah, it's not the join our team part. That's
No, I get
jumping
that,
out
yeah.
at me. It's the like.
The obviously racist connotations. Of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like join our team as property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna go full Jolson here. You know.
And yes, he was wearing coveralls to
yeah.
join working at a gas station.
At a gas station.
Is that what they wear in the gas station?
I wouldn't believe. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Maybe that is their
I don't
uniform. I've never been there, Jeff. Were they wearing coveralls
No,
and straw hats?
No, well, they wore that same, like, it's just that polo that you tuck into
Okay.
the slacks you buy yourself.
So this looks
You know.
nothing like what the.
Dark pants.
Right, that's why the picture is so...
I've never seen my
bizarre.
gas attendant look like.
No, I don't think there's a gas station out there in this world where they have uniforms beyond a tuck-in shirt and...
Yeah.
Gotta be themed gas stations.
I haven't been in a gas station in a while. So
Well, and it's really
Wow,
weird in
yeah,
Oregon
that's
where
true.
they come out and do it.
what?
they're in New Jersey, yeah.
Oh, where they
so
pump your gas
weird,
in?
yeah.
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 Well,
I
I had to
just
be
haven't
like,
put
stop,
gas in my
wait.
car.
I was like, what? She's like, don't leave. But I need to go. No, they come. And sure enough, they come. I'm like,
Oh, and
That's
okay.
interesting.
if you're an out-of-towner and you just go over there and just start pumping your own gas, they'll fucking blow up on you.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I probably
I wonder how
wouldn't
much longer that's gonna last.
What, the attendant?
Yeah.
That's there by law.
Yeah, I wonder how much longer that law's gonna last, man. So if every gas station on the fucking planet right now is trying to hire somebody. So
I don't know.
and
I
McDonald's.
Every place. is
Everybody.
hiring.
Yeah.
mean, I guess I don't hate the idea of a gas station attendant. I really don't.
Yeah.
But I don't love it either.
Yeah.
It should be odd. Like, it's cool. You can
Does
have
it make
it.
your gas cost more?
Well, you tip the
Yeah.
guy.
Oh, you tip the guy.
Yeah.
No. Man, I'm kind of turning a little bit on tip culture, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's it's gotten a little bit over the top lately.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't mind like the people at the coffee shop. That's cool because we see them every like 2 days.
You know, and
Stuff,
yes,
that's fine.
And they're nice. Actually, surprisingly friendly with that.
Well, and normally, and even when they forget to do it, they don't really care. So,
Right.
which is the best way to actually accept a
Absolutely.
tip. Yeah.
Yes.
As opposed to, excuse me, sir, I work for tips.
Oh, and you do the shit. You put the fucking dollar bill between your middle finger and
God, that was such a cheese dick trick,
It's-
man.
Who
It's
did
not-
that?
Oh,
At
we
the
used to do that at the
airport?
airport,
God,
yeah.
yeah, it
Well,
was-
some guys would do that at the airport. Now, the way that you do it subtly,
Here we go.
the way you do it subtly, all right, is if you're busy and the previous guy tips you, you just keep that money in your hand and then you start talking to the next customer just long enough for him to see it and then you put it in your pocket. Okay? So, because it's kind of like, okay, thanks, sir, I appreciate it. What can I do for you? Oh, okay, here. But just long enough so that you actually saw it, man. But we had other guys, they'd wrap it around their fingers and shit, and it was just like, and it was always like $2. So, it was yeah, it's just ridiculous, man. So,
Well, now you go by percentages. They keep raising the price of everything. Like, your tip is just like
It's like flat amounts are fine too, man. So if I'm sitting there, if I'm like having dinner somewhere, all right, the dinner's like $80 or something like that. A 20 is just as good on an $80 tab as it is an 85 or a $90 tab. It's the same fucking thing, you know. So that's why, like, yeah, I've gotten away from doing the like, oh, here's your 10%. Like my Instacart deliveries, it's flat 20 every single time, and nobody's ever. In fact, more people have said thanks, you know, rather than well, you know, maybe I'll get this other guy instead. They've never.
Well, at the restaurant now, I don't know how often you guys go out anymore.
We do not.
But everything, like, they have all the little kiosk things at your table, and it automatically brings up the thing. And it's like 15%, 20%, 25%, 30%.
Oh yeah, now they have like 30% tips on there, which is insane.
And I'm like, dude, what? Because like, it even did it at the haircut place today that I took my daughter to, and like, I always just give $5.
Yeah.
And like on the scale, I was like, dude,
cheap ass.
yeah, more into your little automatic percent things, and it's a good tip.
Well, it's when's. Oh, actually, yeah, you did some traveling. Like, how much are you supposed to leave in a hotel per night?
Oh yeah.
I don't leave squat.
I don't leave anything anymore.
That's the thing. Yeah, is unless I.
There are multiple nights, and like they actually do something, then cool.
Well, look, most of the time, especially when I've had extended stays, like, no, the thing goes on there. You don't need to clean up.
No.
I don't like. I'm not trying to knock what they do, and some people like having the place swept up every day. But for me, the only thing that means is I have to untuck the sheets myself every day. And that's not a privilege. If I want to do it, I'll tuck them in and then undo it myself, right? But if, so yeah, I had to tip like crazy in Glenwood, right? Because we actually destroyed the place.
Right.
Oh well,
I've got
that's
kids,
different.
and if they've left it as a disaster, then I'm just like, yeah, I'm just walking on this one. Here's
Here's
a little bit. I'm like, no,
right.
I don't want to tight. Like, you guys, look around, guys. This is what you did. and then just leave a little cash and just be like, yeah, sorry, but not terribly sorry, but
sorry. Not sorry.
But normally I leave the room pretty clean. Like, you're just going in and doing what you have to do.
They're gonna change the sheets anyway. So, you know, so
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, with the restaurant tip thing, and you know,
It's
getting a little crazy, and it's just like, just raise your fucking prices. Come on, man.
I know.
Just fucking raise your prices, all
And
right?
then take the guilt out of everyone.
Exactly. So,
we all understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Right. Look, there's a reason that every person that comes here from another country is like, you get that much burger for this little money?
Right.
This is absurd.
This is crazy.
And then they look at you and say, like, even the skinny of you are doughy. Now, granted, there's this other part where it's like, you look at other places like, oh, y'all don't have enough to go around. I understand that.
Yeah, that's different.
Right? It is different. But yeah, there's this thing where, yes, they've been skating on, well, okay, we make 6 cents on every burger, we make 45 on the soda, right?
Yeah.
And then, and they turn around and like, the shit is starting to cost more, so like, yeah, let's move the little tip slider over to 30.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like, and the whole thing is like one of the only ways they can retain staff right now, too. So, I mean, turnover, like, at the bar has just been bananas.
Right.
So, like, absolutely crazy. Like, you know, people who joined, like, 6 months ago are at the top of the seniority roster now, getting all the primo chefs.
That's crazy.
It's nuts, man. And, I mean, they didn't move for, like, previous 5 years.
I was gonna say.
You know? And so they got people who quit, and then people who they hire who quit before they actually start working. And so, and it's just, like, one of these things. It's like, raise your goddamn prices. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right? I don't eat here anyway. It's cool.
That guy does.
That guy does. Not my problem. You know? So,
Like,
but
he
still.
can pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. So,
And it's bar food, man. It's like, go ahead and eat your, you know, Italian chimichanga or whatever. Whatever two nationalities of
but yeah, 2 nationalities in one region. Yeah. In one flavor.
Yeah, so pick one flavor of sauce, pick two nationalities. So, Italian aioli spaghetti, or whatever, or whatever.
Yeah.
I did listen to one of the previous ones where you talked about where you guys went to vacation and they were like the fattest people, like collective.
They're humongous, man.
I went to Waterworld.
Where was this?
This was Florida.
Yeah.
Oh,
I went to Waterworld. With the
Oh,
kids.
did you?
Dude, they're not fat there.
At Waterworld? No.
Oh
This
my
is
God,
Colorado, man.
I was just like,
We're just gonna get out there and break it
God
off, boo.
dang, man. Yeah, there were so many just straight muscle guys. I'm like, oh God. And then
There were no
I
muscle.
heard your show, and I was like,
I mean, there might have been on the beach. There certainly were in Cayman. So, because I think they have problems like getting food there.
right.
But then the other stuff was like, okay, so Florida wasn't as bad as the actual cruise ship. The cruise ship was fat. I mean, so like you talk about multiple back fat rolls on people, and it was obviously like, I don't know all the cruise lines. I don't know them like I know my airlines, because you have classy airlines, then you have regular airlines, then you have junky airlines. I don't know if Carnival's a junky airline or not. So, but it wasn't expensive, and that kind of showed. So, because poor people are fucking fat. So, yeah.
well,
So
it
the
is
Disney
pretty messed
cruise,
up,
the Disney cruise that docked next to us and barfed all these white people out. I mean, like platoons of them. So they were kind of like 50-50 svelte and fat. So
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
our cruise is about 80-20.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah. People in there were pretty chunky, man. So, and then the buffet. It was just like, oh my God, man. So
It's a trough. Yeah.
it is a trough, man. I mean, to be fair, like whatever, but
Well,
I
of
mean,
course,
that's what
yeah.
you're gonna pay for if you're gonna go on a cruise. So you might as well eat.
I think I want to do the Disney one for the kids. I think
The
that
Disney one's
good.
gonna cost you about triple.
Probably.
Yeah, of any of the others. So, with the exception of like, I was looking at apparently like Celebrity Cruises is the Emirates of cruises. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
All the ones where you go, they're going to be performing and stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that's the name of
That's the name of the ship. Yeah,
Oh,
that's the name of the
okay.
cruise line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where you get celebrities.
No,
Like,
man, there's
I'll
actually-
take that one. No.
Oh, I mean, even on our cruise ship, we had a couple comedians on
Yeah.
there, and there were all kinds of musicians and shit, and they play every day, so multiple times. So, I mean, nobody that you recognize. Although the comedian had like, I don't know, he would like work with Jimmy Dore or something like that for a while. I can't remember. So,
That's a unique comedian credit.
yeah, but that. So he was part of a crowd that was out of what, Chicago, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, all right. So I know which essentially like which gang that he was rolling with
Right,
in the
yeah.
comedy circuit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Got it.
but I don't know. Yeah, I haven't watched him in a little while. He got a little crazy.
Jimmy Dore.
Jimmy Dore, yeah, he's a comedian. He's really a lefty guy, but he's funny. So,
Well, okay, yes.
And then he got weird.
no.
Yeah.
Well, I think his brain actually had enough of the exceptional TDS that the Young Turks had.
TDS.
Oh, Trump derangement syndrome.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah, never mind. I've heard that. Yeah.
and I think he kind of broke free from that. Was like, you guys are something else. I cannot hang out.
Young
with
Turks
people."
got bad 10 years ago, man.
Christ.
So, yeah.
Well, you saw the last transformation from like human to golem, where no, because you could see him before. This is before like Smeagol murdered his brother. Like it's like it was that 2016 election where they came in and they were all joking at first, and like so the first half of this day is like.
Who's this, the Young Turks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the first half of the day is like, poor white people are so dumb, right? And then as the results keep coming in, and you just see them in real time, like, well, That's nothing. Don't worry about that. And then their hands are buried in their heads about 3/4 of the way through, and then the last quarter is just derision of people that let this happen. Like this is
why did you even watch it?
because it was hilarious.
Oh,
It's like
yeah. I guess like by that point in time, I'd already given up on Young Turks because they had like a kick like 3 years before that.
they had
So
like
we're-
some stupid shit.
They were trying to turn it into a funny comedy kind of thing, and it was just terrible.
Well, you don't have the staff for that.
No, they didn't have the staff for it, but they just did it by basically bagging on celebrities.
That
all the
was
time.
shit.
And it was like, okay, I get this on Entertainment Tonight, but at least they take it seriously.
Right.
You know?
That's their job.
Yeah, that's their job, you know? So, and it was just like, okay. So I didn't even realize that they had a meltdown on.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
you can watch it anytime.
I don't need to see Junkyard anymore, man.
No, okay. Well, I guess
Sweaty meatball, man.
well, it's the combination of watching like him melting down plus like the number one girl in the world that would never talk to you in a million years, Anna Kasparian. Like,
yeah.
just the snobbiest fucking woman on the planet. Just fall apart and then suddenly start blaming you.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I can't stand. I've seen her go on a couple rants just because it shows up on some other things that I watch from time to time, and it's just like I'm not even gonna watch your segment here, man. I can't even put up with 2 seconds of her.
No.
So
I cannot. I have a hard time with certain folks. It's like, when people talk about certain topics, and you're like, look, I get it, but the problem here is you're trying to take this from a perspective that you have no basis to do. I mean, like, stop talking about like body positivity. You've been reconstructed from the ground up. Okay.
well, I guess it's like the fact that like. Okay, so I'm gonna push back on that just a little bit. I don't mind now as much as I used to if people actually talk about shit that they don't really have much standing to talk about, as long as they're willing to back down off of it. Okay.
Well, in preface it with saying like, look, I'm not the expert here.
Right.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay.
No problem.
Yeah.
Right. But if you've been constructed in a lab and like, look, I put it to you.
We can make her better.
Well, it's the same thing. It's like it's the same thing when like fucking Brie Larson fucking pipes off about that shit. Is like,
Who's Brie Larson?
Captain Marvel.
Oh, the actress.
yeah, and she decided after winning her Oscar for Room, which is actually a good movie, right? It's actually an interesting movie. Before she got Marvel roles, and then decided she was the most important person in the planet. Said, I'm going to take on every feminist political angle that I can, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's the same thing. It's like, that's not your face. You don't get to talk about this kind of shit, right? When you've said, in order to do this, I have to be somebody else completely by surgery and shit.
Oh, so she went through surgery and all stuff.
Of course.
Oh,
like,
okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, I remember what your nose used to look like. It's like, so yeah, go ahead, keep talking about this whole acceptance movement.
Yeah.
It's like, because you sure did.
I don't know, man. I haven't heard anything about her. What's been on the news this week? It's been all that shit about the
The raid and
Oh no, I'm talking about in Hollywood. Actually, I don't know, man. Like I've just been watching local news, and the raid does not come up that much. So,
well, yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's a week old now.
This is something that should be a bigger deal, but it's disappearing rapidly. So we went through like 2 cycles here, where it was the raid, then the midterm cleanouts,
oh, I did see the stuff on Liz Cheney. She got beat like a drum, man. So,
Shocking. In Wyoming.
yeah, yeah.
there goes the last of that old guard.
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. You can see a Hillary Rodham Clinton Liz Cheney ticket. There you go.
Oh yeah.
There's your nightmare scenario. Ah.
Oh my god, see, that's just like, you get nothing you want in there. It's like a combination of like, it's like just the bread off the corn dog, and
You actually pulled all the meat out of the dog. Put it back on the stick.
Yeah, it's like you get the corn from the corn dog, and like when you bite the onion ring and all the onion comes out.
Oh
and
yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
ticket.
you get the husk.
Yeah.
So no, I didn't see that. So okay, so the only thing that I saw this week on the raid,
The raid.
the raid was
Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah. So the Twitch raid. So was they were going to release the affidavit.
Heavily redacted.
Is it going to be redacted?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was on there, and that was about it. And the other thing that was on there was apparently there's a nuclear plant in Ukraine that's about to explode. So, and then there was
And somehow I haven't heard about that.
yeah.
But it's on the local
It's on the local news. Yeah.
For
So
them, that's actual news.
yeah. So apparently the Russians have been. I don't know.
peppering nearby.
Well,
enough
they
to-
took it from the Ukrainians, and then they decided to start parking all their shit near it. Okay,
Right.
because nobody's gonna missile that. You know?
Watch me.
So watch me, yeah. And so, but apparently they don't know how to run the motherfucker or something, and so they've had a couple of gunfights around it and shit. And this is not Chernobyl. This is another one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and so the useless UN has been saying you guys should just let us get in there, and both of you guys should clear out. But both of them kind of realize it's like, well, this is something that we can use against the other side. So it's a mess.
Yeah. Well,
So-
you leave.
Why don't you leave? Yeah, well, I was here first. So.
Mm-hmm.
So that made the local news. Liz Cheney made the local news.
Yeah, it's such a beating. And let me see.
There was another story this last week. I'm trying to remember what the fuck it was though.
Well, it's just it's always a question of whether or not.
Oh,
actually,
that Solomon Rushdie got stabbed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
that was the other story. So that made the local news. So Brie Larson did not make the local news.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't running
hasn't
around
been doing this
week.
a while.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Entertainment Tonight comes on after the news though, and they were actually talking about She-Hulk. So
I watched it. I
yeah,
watched the first one.
Yeah.
It was entertaining for the first one. Like
Okay.
I think it was actually the best first episode that they've had in all their series.
oh okay.
What they do with it, I don't know, but
Well, of course, Entertainment Tonight was just bitching about the review bombing that's going on. So they didn't talk about the actual show. Yeah, why would they?
it's
not
actually
the
a
interesting
lot
stuff.
of the actual Hulk in this one. So
Oh, okay.
so it was pretty good. It was entertaining. I have no idea where it's gonna go, but it was cool. They actually got to fight, so I was like, oh, all right.
In the first episode?
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
Well, because he's training her.
Oh, okay. I don't know the story at all, so.
I didn't know the story at all either. So
No, okay. Did they just make it up out of the blue?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I have no earthly idea how She-Hulk actually came about.
this is not the version of the character that I like.
Did she get her powers by getting Hulk blood in her?
Well, yeah, actually.
Okay.
So
all right.
the story it's actually she needed a transfusion.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
It wasn't just that like it dropped on her.
It dropped into an open wound.
Right.
Yeah.
No, she needed the actual blood, and they were compatible because they're related.
But come on, you would seriously give a guy that's gamma radiated to?
No, that's retarded.
How in the world is that planned?
No, that's ridiculous. Yeah, it was. If I recall correctly, man, this goes back, and the ones that I read were, I read back issues of this, and it was like it was funny, it was like charming, it knew what it was.
She's actually been pretty. I mean, it's only the first show, so she might get worse or something. But she actually wasn't bad. I didn't think. This is not what you've been reading.
So, what did you make of the scene where she said that she can control her anger better than the Hulk because she's constantly enraged because she has to deal with catcalls and mansplaining.
Yeah, but then she gets angry.
She has
So then Hulk is just like, yeah.
she has a shelf of like feminist literature and statues of Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Well, she's a lawyer. I can understand her
Yeah,
wanting to
okay,
have Ruth
yeah.
Bader Ginsburg as a statue.
Really? So why not Clarence Thomas?
Because she wanted a woman.
Okay.
Like, that's not a surprise.
Yes, it's a surprise.
That's not.
This
really
is in your
surprising.
fucking face, man. No.
Well,
no.
that part, yeah, the fact that it's on TV and they're going to take that angle on it, but the fact that a lawyer,
With
particularly a female lawyer, would look up to Ruth Bader
That's
Ginsburg.
total
Of course.
bullshit.
Yeah.
That taken in isolation, yes.
Well, that's what I do with all this stuff.
Well, okay, hold on.
I've enraged him. He's turning green.
It's turning green.
No, wait. Okay, so this actually this is the head writer talking about the show in an interview. Okay. Jessica Gao's original pitch for Marvel's She-Hulk included a trial for the Abomination that spanned multiple episodes. And I quote, "One thing we all realized very slowly was none of us are that adept at writing, rousing trial scenes."
Oh, I did see this article. Yeah.
Which is amazing when your main character's a
The
lawyer.
lawyer. Yeah.
In fact, that's her whole angle.
Yeah. So, but then they said they realized it and they did something about it?
By that you mean
Get
like
an expert or something? Or
no, they did not. What they did was they took out the law shit.
Okay, well, this is just the first episode. I will see. I've given every single one of these things a full shot, so.
Yeah, I know, because you come in there with like this Marvel shit and you always start with like 85% full and you're willing to let them like tick
I
things
said
off.
Miss Marvel was terrible.
Well, I understand that. But
And Falcon and the Winter Soldier was terrible.
absolutely. But you go in there with these like, I am going to grant you so many free grievances.
But I do that with everything.
Yeah, he kind of does.
It's not just Marvel, it's literally everything in the planet.
You did want to go see Jurassic World.
I
twice,
do
but-
want to. Now it's already on like video, so I can probably just.
Oh, you didn't go see it?
No,
okay.
I didn't make it out to it, but I did want to.
No, I'm sorry, man. I have no patience for this. And again, this is not. I actually loved this character. I mean, you can't believe how fucking jump for joy I was that they actually included her in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. She was my main, right? I was like, I love this character because this is silly, right? It's law-based, and there was just like this cheeky element to it. But to turn around and say, like, look, there's no men on the writing staff. Okay, there's none.
Okay.
And it shows. And fuck this bullshit. Look, in all my life, okay.
He's turning green.
Turn
No,
green.
no, I'm starting to get upset because I hate this little perpetuated shit where it's like, okay, I've seen cat calls happen once in my life.
Really?
Yeah,
It
really?
doesn't happen.
It happens.
It happens a lot.
Where?
Oh, on the streets, man. So,
I've been on the streets.
yeah, I guess, man. But shit, I've had coworkers do it, man. So
I've seen it happen once.
I've seen it happen a few times.
And certainly not to the point where it's like, oh, I have to dodge this every minute of every day. That's
Oh, no.
bullshit.
Yeah.
That's total bullshit. I'm sick of that fucking myth. I'm sick of that shit where it's mansplaining is nonsense. Where it's like, I have to have men explain to me what my job is. It's like, you know what? That happens when you suck at your job. And then they mansplain to other men. Okay? That's what that is. That is not just the assumption like, oh, we work in the same room. Okay, you must. Yeah, it's like, I have to explain to women how to do their work. It's like, no, you get that explained to you when you don't do the job right. And that same thing happens if you're a guy and you fuck up. That's fucking garbage. And don't present it out there and don't pump it out and say I know how to control my anger because the world fucking hates me for being a woman. Fuck you.
But then she gets angry, which was the point. Like, she's not in control of it. It made her angry. Like, they went right ahead and just, that drove her to anger.
Right, but not because it's happening.
What?
No, that's the thing, is it makes her angry because these things exist.
Well, no, it also happened in the show.
Right, I get that. But just this thing where it's like, we have to present this out here like this is reality. Fuck that.
Well,
I'm
it's
so sick of
it just
this.
happened to her in the show, so she had this reaction, which makes perfect sense because it's what they just explained in the show.
Yeah, we're talking past each other. This is
You're taking this on like a world connotation of everything. It's just
Keep
a
this
show.
bullshit out of your show. Keep it out, because that's a fucking lie.
Ugh.
It's a fucking lie.
It's there for entertainment. It's fine. I was entertained. I thought it was actually the best one for the whole first series of all the shows. So I was entertained. Did a good job.
I don't ever want to see this shit in my
Bravo.
show again. Yeah, so if you go there, I'm not gonna want. I'm not. There's no version of this where if you go there and try to perpetuate this bullshit,
It's just a show.
that's
Good
fucking
Lord.
crap. That is fucking garbage.
There's entertainment stuff on all sides of everything out there that you can imagine. It's just stuff for entertainment.
Really okay. So
They didn't tell me anything about living my life. They didn't tell me anything about this is you. You're a man. You're doing that. No, it said this happened in the show. They gave a perfectly example. She didn't have, say, like a generalization of all men do this. It wasn't anything close to like that. It was this happened to her. She literally got angry because of a cat call happened, and that's when she became the Hulk, like one of the
that's
first times.
exactly it.
Was she green
Yes.
when she got catcalled?
No,
Okay.
not yet. And because she literally just
Yeah,
had
that's
this
kinda
happen.
weird,
She
man.
woke up in the forest, came to like a bar, and then all these women came and helped her because she was like, it looked like she was beat up and all this kind of stuff. So they thought like
Oh.
she was abused by her husband, and so they got clothes on her and stuff like that. And then she was standing outside waiting for a ride, and then some guys came up and said, "Hey, hey, pretty lady, where you going?" and all this kind of stuff. And then she got enraged and clobbered him.
Flipped their car over.
And then she passed out or something, and then she was there with Bruce. So it happened in the show to her. It got her upset. So now she's trying to say she can control it, even if this happens and this, and then she still got upset. So then Bruce is able to be like, you don't have it under control yet.
Right, and that's what I'm talking about, is the impetus right there is that, oh, here's the cat calling. Dude, fuck off with that.
It's something that made her mad. They needed something to make her mad to trigger her into becoming She-Hulk. So what should they have done? Attempted to rob her?
If you're asking me, okay, in all seriousness, if you're asking me if there's any other version of this where they could find any kind of stimulus that would make her upset other than pointing out that, wow, dudes is creepy.
Well, the guy was creepy. Well, there was 3 of them.
Right. Okay, that's right. The renegade teams of cat. Look,
No, it starts as one person, like we talked
no,
about
no,
earlier.
okay.
One person breaks the door down, and everyone else thinks it's okay. So one guy does it, and then the other guys are like, "Hey, yeah, we're not doing anything."
do you remember that scene in Captain Marvel where the dude just sort of out of nowhere starts giving her shit like, you need to smile more?
She does need to smile more.
I'm not going to fight with you.
That's just a fact.
But given the fact that there's a whole campaign about telling women to smile more is exceptionally creepy, and it's again something I've never seen anyone do in real life.
Okay, yeah.
But according to TV, I do that 7 times a day to every woman I see.
Man, you take these things way too personal.
Dude, fuck off with that. Dude, you can tell your story. You do not have to take your bullshit political axe to grind and say,
I didn't
hey,
feel it was that political.
we're shoveling product.
I didn't get any of that stuff. I watched it,
I get it.
so I didn't get any of the stuff that you're feeling. There was none of this none of what you're pouring on, I didn't feel it at all.
You never do.
No, there's been some where I'm like, no, they definitely were trying to make a political statement, like some of the stuff in like The Boys and things like that. And there's been some where it's like, good Lord, that's blatant. It wasn't blatant.
So again, she could have been cut off in traffic. She could have been cut off in traffic by a woman. She could have had a woman give her some shit.
No, because it just happened. She woke up in the middle of a forest. She had no car, no anything else. It made sense with the story. Like, it fit in. It wasn't something that was so, like, just out there that you're like, what? Why did you just say this? This had nothing to do with anything.
But you're telling me that there's no possible version where it could have been a woman that made her upset.
Could have?
Right. That's what I'm saying, is you have infinite amount of possibilities to say, this will trigger this person to make upset.
So be it. It worked in the story. It went with the flow. If the flow is good,
no,
then
it's got to be about guys coming over and catcalling a vulnerable woman. Fuck off. Fuck off with that.
I haven't seen it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what else to tell you. It went with the flow. It was a good story. It worked. It totally made sense. Nothing stood out of the way. Nothing was in your face about anything. I didn't even notice a Ruth Ginsburg statue there. I'm sure you can go through and nitpick and find stuff and everything else and do all these kind of things and be like, oh my God, I can't believe they're Dude, it wasn't in your face about it.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine.
So you can find all you want. I'm sure you can. And then take it personally. It's just not going to be me.
No, it's not a question of taking it personally. All right, so yes, I sound like I'm furious. Okay, but keep in mind this kitchen table is still in its upright position where it should be, and like I haven't threatened the neighbors or anything like this. But I have no patience for, yes, you have infinite possibilities. You can do something that is distinctly neutral as far as, yes, this, but you took the time to say that what really ticks off this person in this situation is guys have to come out there and be sleazy.
Is this a function of the fact that, like, superhero movies are still popular right now, and then all this other shit is going on at the same time? So you just have this confluence of something that you really give a shit about and getting overrun by the actual times that we live in?
I imagine so.
Okay.
I imagine that's part of it. It is just, I cannot pretend that these people have no alternatives except to deliberately do something that...
Of course they have alternatives. But if they're doing it deliberately, so be it. It's a show. I'm not going to take it personally. And if it ruins the show because they do it something so out of touch or out of character that it makes no sense why this person is suddenly saying it,
democracy dies to thunderous applause.
then
subtle.
Fine.
I know, yeah, exactly. The same thing, Star Trek. It's like, oh, okay. So you guys are the Al Qaeda. Got it.
So if it's something so out of character or so out of place with it, like the show's been doing one thing the entire time and then they come out and say something that makes no sense with everything that's been going on, fine. But this is the first show. It's what they're just introducing. This is just what experience happened. Yeah, it could happen. But she literally could have had this exact same circumstances happen. So be it.
Right. But I get it, Will. I understand. And I understand that you have a different perspective on it. And I have to respect that. But I also have to respect that, okay, this is your show. This is about a character being mad. And you could have this person be tipped off by anything. But at the exact right moment is when dudes show up and start, like, come the fuck on. This is... Look, do you know how long they've been working on this show?
A while?
4 years.
I didn't know it was that long.
4 years, and that's what you come up with is... dudes pop out and have to give her fucking shit. That is cliched fucking garbage.
Yeah, so many shows use cliched garbage that's been done in the past.
You know what? Okay, so if
And you didn't have this moral outrage when they did that, when guys were taking charge or being all whatever macho and
because they weren't doing this, what is an equivalent example of this that has happened in like the first half of these Marvel shows? Name one.
where they did what?
Anything on this level.
Falcon and Winter Soldier?
No. I'm talking about the first half. So basically, pre-Endgame.
I don't know. They were just movies.
Thank you. You just nailed it. They were just movies.
I mean,
They
there's
didn't
probably
have
stuff
this.
in there. You just said that they had it in Mr. Captain Marvel. That you had
Oh,
moral
yeah.
outrage about.
Well, also the movie sucked. But yes, that's. But yes, that was absolutely there. Yes.
So, and I'm sure there's other stuff that if you really wanted to go after, then you could probably find it.
Hit me, because it's not coming to mind. I would look. I'd break it.
Guardians too.
What was in Guardians 2?
I
That
know,
was
like
even
the
remotely commensurate. on
how,
this.
like, what's his name? Kurt Russell. Not
Yeah.
Kurt Russell, yeah. Was it? Isn't that like just how chauvinistic or whatever and all that kind of stuff?
He's the bad guy.
But it's taking it to one ridiculous extreme.
But how was he really all that chauvinistic?
He's killing off all the world's women to just try and get his right kids. Like, didn't he kill all the mothers basically?
Well, and the kids too.
Is that what chauvinistic means?
No, but like, I mean, it's a guy wanting to take over everything. Isn't that stereotypical that the guy just wants to take charge? Why didn't that have to be? Why didn't they make it that the mother was the one that took over?
Well, because she was like a dying cancer patient.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, there's other ways that you can see. You can go and find all the things of whatever angle you want if you really want to.
Keep in mind, like, Guardians 2 also had a planet of robot hookers.
Yeah, it did.
So I don't know, man. At least I could sit there and say, if you had an axe to grind, which I didn't really see, right?
I don't see anything with like any of this stuff really. So I don't know. I haven't been trying to find things like this. This is
Well, the presentation of me in this case, like sitting in my like workstation, like there, I found it, right? I zeroed in on it.
or it's what you're choosing to read because you didn't watch the show.
No,
So you're getting this all from stuff you've sampled and read about it that are feeding you their spin on it.
does it? Okay, so when I see the screenshots and the lines with it, I can tell you it's there.
I get that you can say that it's there, but whether you would have even noticed it in the show if you just watched the show,
I would have noticed.
some of it probably not. You would have been looking at the books on the shelf of the thing and tried to notice that the statue was this.
No, that probably would have passed me by. But that little speech right there, I guarantee you I would have noticed 100 times over. Because they don't want you to miss that.
It made sense. That's all I can say. Is it made sense with the context of what was going on in the show.
Okay, look, again, I saw again, I know we have a general embargo on Star Wars, but I hate to go back to fucking
Please God, no.
the
Please
episode
find
8.
some other way to make this gambit, dude.
No. I'm just saying, like, I didn't watch the screen caps of this from somewhere else. I was in the theater when they stopped the movie to lecture me about capitalism. Literally stopped it.
And that fell horribly out of place.
Which one was that?
The
The shitty number 8, the fucking
where they had to go back to the city or whatever that
Oh, with the robots and
yeah, okay, the fucking I
the
don't
one that made me quit Star Wars.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So
and I agreed because they literally
Yeah,
did
that
like
one was a little bit over the top.
they just like you said stopped the movie to have a speech directly about this.
and if you film a scene where Brie Larson is for inexplicably being hounded by like some dude on a motorcycle telling her to smile more, right? That's the whole purpose of the scene.
Okay, and that movie was terrible.
It was.
Right, so I agree. This was entertaining. This was fine. It was in the flow. Those other ones totally disrupted everything to stop to make the point.
Why did Loki take the express purpose to let me know that that he's non-binary?
Loki is non-binary.
That he's like fluid when it comes to his sexuality.
I need to think back to right where it was exactly.
It's when fucking female Loki is talking to him at that diner, okay, in the midst of showing everybody that she's a superior version of what he is, and not dead, and should be dead for the third time.
I don't know. It didn't stick out to me. I didn't.
It was again, it's a sort. It has nothing to do with the story. Zero part. Okay, so for you, I get it because you're like, all right, feed me the plot crap. But therein lies the problem. Is while I'm listening for the plot crap, you take this family circus, circuitous bullshit, hopping over trash can, path to say, oh, but did you, I also, I'm not normal sexually.
I didn't even.
Why the hell would I need to know that? Because it has nothing to do with the plot.
Well, obviously, it's just the political inclinations of the writers, man. So
Exactly. And
I mean,
I'm not here for that.
well, I get that, but I mean,
Hasn't this been done for ages?
well,
Yes and no.
yeah, I think it's a little worse now than it was before.
All
But
right.
there were definitely periods in cinematic history where it got
course.
fucking bad. And so I think we're getting kind of close to one of those where it's pretty fucking bad. But I don't think it's going to get that much worse, man, because, like you said, I mean, we're not stopping the fucking thing to point this out. Like, completely, it's like, oh, here's a title card. And here's 5 slides on why this matters, So,
Yeah, and it's just like yeah, pretty much. There's a card. You see that, and then there's a way like
yeah.
boo or
Yeah.
applause.
But see, like, I was actually reading something about this the other day. I didn't realize that Yellowstone was like the highest grossing TV series ever now.
Yeah,
Like, by a margin, a pretty substantial margin.
yeah.
And that's because it's got none of this shit in there.
Even though it has Kevin Costner in it, but yes.
Yeah, even though it has Kevin Costner in it, but it's like all like, no, we're just gonna straight up tell a story about this family and things like
Right.
that, and we're gonna put fun of California while we're at it every chance that we can get, and they do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very unsubtly, but still.
I
At that point in time,
the first
I mean,
season,
that's
yeah.
still one of those things where that's people putting their political bias into something, So, but you don't really notice it because that's the way the show's set up. So, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything that they did goes with the flow of the characters, of who they are, of what it is, and like they establish it, and that's how they keep rolling. They don't suddenly just like say something that is out of character. So if they're establishing it this way, and this is what's happened to her, and this is what she's left with, so be it. It's happened to some people.
I got a show that's got zero politics in it that I've been watching this last week. And it's got no
Is it a
continuity.
cartoon?
It's a cartoon. It's fantastic. So it's the second season of Primal. Have you been watching
I
that?
have no idea what that
Oh my god, you got to go watch Primal. All right, so
What's
it's
it on?
It's on Cartoon Network. So yeah, oh, it's fantastic. The first whole season is this like revenge story. Well, it's kind of a buddy story. It's about a caveman and his raptor friend.
Cool.
Oh fuck, it's great, man. You got to go check it out. So, and they just go through these adventures. There's none of a line of dialogue in the entire thing. It's fantastic. The animation is
There's
amazing.
no dialogue.
There's no dialogue because
They don't speak.
all he does is rah 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 rah.
Gotcha.
So, but that season's been out for like a year and a half or something like that. So they finally cranked out the second season, and it's completely discontinuous. Okay, so there's no continuity whatsoever. All of a sudden, the very first episode, it's like, okay, we're back to Raptor Friend and Buddy, and the way the last season ended off, so the very first season is just them on a boat, okay, because he figures out how to build a raft because he's going to go try and get to the land over on the other side over there. Okay, the second season, he gets there, and there's fucking people there who are like, I mean, like early English Celts.
Whoa!
And they have dinosaurs running around.
Whoa!
So like 2-3 episodes later, you're talking about Vikings. All right, and they still got the guy and his fucking dinosaur wrecking a Viking village. It has nothing to do with continuity whatsoever. It's great though. So, and the very last episode was the ballsiest thing that I've ever seen something like a series like this do. Completely junked all the characters, did a complete one-off. All right, where you finally have people who are like these stuffy like 1890s British dudes drinking like fucking cognac and debating like primal theory. Okay.
Fascinating.
And then it just descends. All right, they all go primal because this dude breaks in their house. So it's great, man. So there's no politics in it. So it's just blood. Yeah, I'm surprised you hadn't seen that one. It's done by that Russian guy, Gennady.
Tarkovsky?
Yes.
Oh.
So it's his primal. The first season is fantastic. The second one is just fucking nuts. So yeah, it's just like, hey, you guys like this? Check this shit out. I'm really gonna throw you some curveballs now. So,
but you know, I don't have like regular TV. So, yeah,
oh, you know, well, you should. You have HBO, right?
I cancel that.
Oh, I didn't know you canceled that.
Otherwise, you could watch the Game of Thrones
Oh,
prequel.
oh god, I don't know if I'm gonna do that one.
I don't have HBO, so
Yeah, House of the Dragon or whatever it is. I don't know. God, man, the way that the fucking series ended was so bad.
Well, I'm not going to pay for HBO just for that. So.
Oh no. I'm go find
I'm
some
paying
pirate
for everything
server.
else anyway.
Yeah, you know, that's actually true. Is my exposure to regular television is via the shit that I work on.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, unfortunately, yeah, most of what I see is, you know, the poor people yelling at each other.
Right, yes. Or fake historians doing fake history. I don't know, man. It's been kind of like blessing to actually, yeah. It's been kind of a blessing just to get back to like local news and actually like, you know, then, whoa, what's on next? It's like, oh, Entertainment Tonight. Yeah, what's going on in the Hollywood world? And then after that, like at nighttime, it's like, oh man, I could watch one of these late night shows. But these guys are bad. And they haven't gotten any better.
I haven't watched any of those.
Yeah, they're bad. So that's where you go if you really want to get your blood up, man. Go watch Jimmy Fallon or something.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, no. They're bad. So
yeah,
but then daytime TV is just Cartoon Network all day. It's great. So they got rid of some of the dumb shows on there, man. So
do tell.
huh?
What's a dumb show that's gone?
They had this one with bears, okay? It's like Bears or something like that. And it was just like none of the jokes landed. None of them were funny.
Oh,
The animation
okay.
was like missing frames, you know.
was it the shit where it's like, I noticed that none of you ever like turned to the side.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that bad, but
Well,
it was
a lot
getting there,
of
man.
yeah.
It was getting there. Yeah. But yeah, they got rid of some of the silly ones. I actually watched Foster's the other day. I forgot how much I
haven't watched
love
that
that
in
show,
years,
man. Yeah. So it was the one with the giant ball that eats things. It was great. In the junkyard. So
They're also out there. Like
Oh, I
Cartoon
know,
Network, they like every show is just insanity, and then they try and multiply the insanity, and I'm just like,
oh.
I have no idea.
Yeah, no.
The characters are weird. That they make them even weirder, and then they do just off the wall things.
Well, I mean, we came from a very abnormal era of cartoons. There's no two ways.
The Hanna-Barbera era.
Well, no, I'm not even talking about it. I'm specifically talking about the 80s when the entire narrative shift happened to sell product.
Oh yeah. Oh right, yeah. So
So we came from a very
like have Smurfs
unique,
and glowworms.
yeah, we came from a very unique period of storytelling.
Right, and Snorks.
Yeah,
Yeah, they can
where
all sell toys.
it's weird. It's where you sit there and you see like, wow, it's like every GI Joe got one individual episode, and then they just became a background character
Yep.
so that they could introduce a new product to buy.
Yep.
This is very cynical.
This is great. Yeah. Wait a minute, you guys are actually gonna make an aircraft carrier? No fucking way.
Yeah.
Eagle One. What was it called?
It was the USS Flag.
USS Flag. That's right. After
Yeah.
Admiral Flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's sort of weird. So yes, I understand that it changes, and yes, we also grew up with that Hanna-Barbera. I shudder to call it animation.
It was
but
a
it is.
hangover, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. From the 70s.
Yeah.
Well,
So
and-
I was actually watching some episodes of Cool Cat the other day. Do you remember Cool Cat?
I think
He
so.
was the tiger with the little black beret.
Yeah.
He makes no sense anymore. It makes no sense. Get on YouTube and watch a couple of them. They're bad, man. So
I mean, the one I was watching the other day was the raccoons.
the
which-
raccoons.
Well, if you remember anything from it, it's either going to be the theme song or it's going to be that it had the bad guy was named Cyril M. Sneer, and he was the aardvark that had the nose that was like bent down.
I don't remember this.
Well, it turns out like it was Canadian,
Oh.
so it didn't adhere to the same like byproduct like attitude that the rest of the shit did.
Hmm.
So like you take something like that versus like Shirt Tails, which was definitely like byproduct.
Shirt tails?
Yeah, it was
I
another.
remember
Yeah.
Shirt
I
Tails.
vaguely remember.
It's in the same vein as like, wow, look at how these Care Bears are all slightly different from one
Oh,
another.
right. Oh, I forgot about Care Bears. Fuck.
And then when they ran out of bears, they're like, check out these animals.
Yeah, these animals. So
Which I went nuts for.
Yeah,
you went
loved
nuts
them.
for that shit.
yeah.
So yeah, we came from a messed up period.
Well, I also watched lots of Disney shows.
You did, yeah.
Well, I mean, with the kids.
Yeah, oh,
So I still have, like, they still do the sell product. Like,
really, it's
Oh
so-
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, some of them are worse than others. Like, the more mature ones are actually, like, full-on good stories all the way
Right,
through. But
right.
those earlier age ones, it is, yeah, it's
What are the product shows?
PJ Masks.
Yeah.
Like, they get different outfits, or you change this up, and then they're in a different, so they'll have to fight in space, so now they get all their space gear.
Yep.
And then you can go buy all the space gear, you can buy and they're all different. Like, it's
seems like
just like you say, just throw them in one different setting, and now they wear a different set
I
of
know.
clothes for this, and then
I think in my basement somewhere there's like 3 different versions of 5 different trucks from Paw Patrol.
oh god, yeah,
that
that
was
one's
bad.
loaded.
Isn't Paw Patrol like
terrible.
a juggernaut of like
The
Merch. Yeah.
Yeah.
5-year-olds, like,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's heaven for them.
Well, the same thing was true with Disney with the animated what were Donald and Mickey and what the fuck was
Mickey
it called?
Mickey Mouse Playhouse kind
Playhouse.
of thing.
Yeah, they
House
would
with Mouse?
House.
No, it's
The House
Mickey
Mouse was different.
Playhouse.
Yeah. So this
Because that was the show that was insufferable. And
No.
it was always
No,
on
that
in your
was
fucking
that's
house.
that's way back.
No, that's way
Oh,
back.
okay.
This
no,
is
right
now.
now.
This is
Oh,
this is
okay.
going
Mickey
on
Mouse
now.
Playhouse.
And so yeah, and the thing is they sell toy sets that are associated with like specific episodes.
Yeah.
And shit. Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, they do that with Bluey.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Like, they have, so you can buy like 30 Blueys because they have like the whole background, the whole cardboard box is your set.
Yep.
And then they've got all the pieces from the
From that
show,
episode.
that episode, so you can reenact each show.
Oh yeah.
So you can literally buy.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that era was done.
Oh, no,
it lived on.
it's straight up Disney.
No, it's layered now. So, like, when we were growing up, like, eventually you outgrew your Care Bears or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you were like, I don't know, I've got a bike now.
Right.
Okay, so, right?
Or just something happens. You're like, oh, girls, huh? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you even had a Care Bear that late, man. Yeah, but
some guys turn that corner by the age of like
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
And some guys.
come on, my buddy.
Yeah.
So,
Some guys
Teddy
didn't turn that
Ruxpin.
corner until they were like
Yeah.
16. So.
That's true. But now it's all graduated. So, because I can look at, like, my daughter's taste changed completely just in like 2 years. So, and they're different 2 years ago than they were 4 years ago. In terms of, that's why I've got all kinds of different toys in my basement. Where like when we were growing up, it's like, no, you have these cardboard blocks that you make castles out of every week until you're 14.
Well, okay. Yeah,
Or you have
yeah,
Legos, which are permatoys. You know? Yeah.
No, I got you on there. And like there was some like crossover. There was like, all right, you had some like because Legos. Even to this day, do they still consider those as educational toys? Or are they?
I don't know. They're so far out there now that like almost all the like my daughter's probably got more Legos than I do by now, and most of hers are sets that come from movies.
Mm-hmm.
Or or seriously, like she's got so much Harry Potter shit.
I'm gonna say, like, is Potter stuff still big? Like,
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's fucking huge still. So that whole thing about like J.K. Rowling getting canceled amongst an entire that's bullshit.
yeah, she told people you get a dick a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. And really, I mean, like even kids, it's kind of weird now because that one's almost like their Star Wars. You know, it doesn't go away.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Well, it's also the parents get to pass that one down to the kids.
Correct.
And they actually like it.
Yeah.
Like it's not dated form where they're like, "What are you? This
Yeah,
is horrible."
man.
Like this is stuff that it still fits with exactly how they
I got
grasp
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, son, it's fine for me to, turn over the Man with No Name trilogy
Right.
to you, son. But I'm 5. You know, it's like, why are these people dubbed?
Yeah.
So we tried to find One Punch Man in English.
Yeah.
Netflix does not have it.
Do they have the Japanese version at least?
Yeah.
Yeah, William didn't like that. Well, because we'd already been listening to the Spanish one, so he's already kind of got the voice down for it, and so it was just
Oh,
different.
that's so
And
bad when you actually get used to the dub voice rather than the guy's actual voice.
So yeah, he's like, no, they sound wrong. I'm like,
That happened to me with Lupin the Third, man.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
And then I actually watched the cartoon. It's way fucking better in Japanese.
100%. Yeah.
But then he didn't sound right.
Well, yeah, it's and I will argue that there are a few out there where the dubbing crew was so good that they're like superior. Like I eventually went back and watched the subtitled version of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh,
It's worse. The guys they have on that one actually they crushed it, but on most of them it's
yeah.
they just.
I had totally forgotten about Bebop, man.
It was a great show, and I was like, let me hear those sounds in the original, and the changes that they made were more on point for what I thought the characters were. But then there are certain things where, again, like I watched One Punch Man first on.
so the only way that you can get the English version is on Hulu, not even Crunchyroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that both seasons?
Ooh, I don't know, but I looked it up because I told William that, and he's like, I know how to look for those settings, and I was like, maybe I don't. Like, oh, sorry, man. Like, that's what I did first. And then the crazy thing is when you go to One Punch Man and it plays the little clip of it.
Yeah.
It's in English,
Oh,
That's
and he goes,
stupid.
yeah.
because he didn't even catch that at first, and he played, and he's just like, they're speaking in English. And I'm like, what? And he's just like, he's like,
Trying to turn it back to Spanish.
He's just like, they're speaking in English right there. Why can't they just play it? And I'm like, you know what? Good question. I looked it up.
Hulu's free
I get Hulu because I pay for the Disney,
for the Disney
Plus.
Plus thing. Yeah, you can watch it from there.
Yeah, I know. I just have to set up my account.
Oh.
Okay, so
I didn't know it until
okay, yeah.
until
yeah.
like the end of the week here, and so I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll have it set up for you the next time you come.
No, it's weird. Like the show that I've liked the most right now, the premise is so dumb, but for some reason it's so entertaining. Is Seton Academy.
Mm.
All right, so it's about a high school for animals, but there are 2 humans there, right? And there's some okay.
This is just like furry land, man.
Well, and of course, this is the thing is, like, they joke about this shit in, like, video games all the time where they're like, all right, so if you have male animals that are anthropomorphized, they look like animals that can stand upright. If you have female animals, they're girls with ears,
Yeah.
right? But that's the thing is, it holds true to its own ethos where the main character, he's the guy, and he fucking hates animals, right? And there are like little moments where he's like nice, but his whole through line is, I hate you things. I wish all of you were gone except for her, right? And there's just something about this that is so charming, right? It was cracking me up. Yeah, yeah, great.
Have you seen Invincible?
Yeah.
Is it good?
The movie?
Yes.
The series?
Yes.
Okay.
There are some.
I've seen it. It's popped up on my YouTube a couple times, so I saw it was on Amazon. So
Yeah, I watched that when I watched that when you had to wait for the next episode.
Oh, okay.
Because I read the book back in the day.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was part of some canon somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I read the book back in the day, and it's pretty cool. There are some changes. Where it's like, why would you? Okay, so
Let's not go back there.
No,
we're a $1.40 in.
okay, so you have to let me finish on this.
Okay.
Okay, you want to talk about taking you out of this, and this is shit that was not in the book. Okay, they changed some ethnicities, whatever. I don't care, right? But specifically, okay, when the guy is talking to his girlfriend about what college she's going to go to, she like stops to say, I'm gonna go here. They have a great social justice program. I'm telling you, it's like it's not journalism. It's not art.
Social justice.
It's not right. It's not criminal justice.
Right.
Right. What fucking school has like a social justice major?
I've never.
Is that a degree?
I've never heard of one.
Might be now.
So it might be, but I imagine that you could get a sociology degree and be just as well off. So, or at least scratch that itch as hard as you can.
Just,
Just right down to the bone.
okay. So if you're talking about shit like, wow, that jumps out at you. Okay.
All right, I might check that one out.
I liked it.
I'm running out of so my YouTube TV is not scraping Adventure Time fast enough.
Right.
I get like 2 of them a week.
Right.
There's like fucking 5 seasons, so
Yeah,
I think
and-
I'm just gonna buy the motherfucker.
Well, they actually restarted it on HBO Max.
God damn it.
There's new. It's currently running. They're making new ones right
my
now.
Well, that means you could get all of them.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. You
All
know
you have
what?
to do is go to HBO Max. You can watch your Dragon
Well, I can upgrade to HBO for like $10 more, I think.
for a few months, and then you can cancel.
Yeah,
Well-
just screen scrape it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why don't you just go in there and just like, I'm sure they have an introductory deal where it's $5 a month plus 2 hot dogs.
Something like that. Yeah,
just-
you just ship them to me.
and just plow through it
Right.
and disappear.
Yeah, I might need to do it. So all right, we're at $1.42.
Okay, great.
Last thoughts. Well, you weren't here last time, so what are your final thoughts for the day?
Final thoughts is we're getting closer to football season.
That's
Oh,
correct.
yeah.
That's all I'm waiting for. I know
Alright.
you guys like baseball, but
Yes, baseball is particularly good at the moment, but I'm not going to talk about it. There you go.
Yeah, no opening new cans of worms.
No opening new cans of worms.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
And I'm Jeffrey, and I'm butthurt.
He's green.
Hitting the button.